morning, dear hearts. Okay, lesson 4, 2022. Please subscribe. And I'm giving the year because this is now the third year that I've done the workbook with you. So you can go back to see previous year's lessons if you choose. So today's lesson is these thoughts do not mean anything. They are like the things I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place. Now this is defined, this particular lesson is defined as, later we will have what are called giant stride lessons, but this is a major lesson as it states in the lesson itself, because this is going to be coming back to us in different forms, as truly all, if not, well, most, if not all, of the lessons do, in my opinion, because we can weave them back in our spiritual tapestry. We can weave them back to say, oh, we had this information given to us in this previous lesson. It's a little different now, but the core is the same. And the reason it has to be the same is because this is a cohesive and congruent course, and it doesn't alter and go off from the purpose that it has for us, which is to train our minds that we may see and think differently. So going back to the thinking that these thoughts do not mean anything, and I've said many times in my classes that I like to change that from these thoughts to my thoughts. My thoughts don't mean anything, but you can go back and forth if these works better for you. I want to own my thoughts that are not what I want to think. Now, the truth is that all of the thoughts that we are having, as this lesson tells us, whether we identify them and categorize them as either good thoughts or bad thoughts, are you a good witch or a bad witch? All of these thoughts are meaningless because they are not being thought with a whole mind. This is what we will come to find out. Now again, our mind is untrained. Our mind is split, as the Course has told us, and it is split between higher mind, lower mind. So my good thoughts, I could think are coming from the source of my higher mind, coming from source. But even those thoughts are not even close to the magnificence of the thoughts that I will think when I am thinking only along with God. And my bad thoughts that I identify that way, my unhappy thoughts, the thoughts that I don't want to have, those are the thoughts that I can say I'm thinking in line with my ego mind, my split mind, my lower mind. Now, one of the things that is talked about by other spiritual teachers, and the question is, so who is the thinker? So if we go through this lesson and we stop to look at the thoughts that are coming through our head, and that will not be all that easy, because depending on your source, we have anywhere between 6,000 to 60,000 thoughts that we think every day. But if we can stop to meditate, to go into a place of quiet and stillness, which ultimately we want to, we can look at them and say, who is thinking this? And we can identify it as, this is a meaningless thought, and I can now dismiss it. But I can't dismiss something until I become aware of it. So it's important for me to become aware of the thoughts that I am having. What is their source? How am I identifying them? And now, let me release them. This lesson has been, the practice period for this lesson is between 3 or 4 times a day, at least a minute each, but not ever to the point that it will cause strain. So if you get to a sense of it being uncomfortable, let it go. we will come to find out, as this lesson says, that we are being trained, we are being guided. That's the word I want. We are being guided into the awareness that meaningless thoughts and everything that is meaningless is outside of us, and what is meaningful and true and real comes from within. So this is just the beginning. I hope this helped. I hope I would like you to subscribe. Please comment, please share, and please be here tomorrow. Namaste.